As AI adoption accelerates across financial institutions, model validation teams face an increasingly difficult challenge: how to scale oversight without scaling headcount. Independent validation is essential for model risk management, regulatory compliance, and institutional credibility. But today's model inventories include machine learning systems, agentic and generative AI, and complex hybrid models. Traditional validation processes, built around manual evidence gathering, disconnected tools, and lengthy report writing, were never designed for this level of scale or complexity. The result is familiar to many validation teams: growing model inventories, increasing documentation burdens, and expanding validation backlogs. ValidMind transforms manual validation into a structured AI-assisted workflow that removes documentation bottlenecks while preserving validator independence and oversight. It starts by solving one of the most time-consuming challenges in validation: developer documentation. Instead of spending hours or days extracting evidence from large PDFs and fragmented artifacts, developers can upload their existing documentation directly into the platform. ValidMind automatically parses those documents into structured content blocks with metadata, instantly turning fragmented files into organized validation evidence within the system. Once developer documentation and validator tests are available, ValidMind automatically links relevant evidence to your team's validation guidelines. Using relevance scoring, the platform surfaces the most relevant documentation excerpts, testing outputs, and artifacts for each guideline. Validators can review these suggested evidence links in a structured interface, adjust selections if needed, and quickly build a complete picture of model performance and documentation quality. The platform then generates evidence assessments that summarize the validator's evaluation, analyzing the completeness of developer evidence, whether the documentation demonstrates model fitness for purpose, and whether independent validator testing confirms model performance. If gaps or weaknesses are identified, the system automatically suggests validation findings for the reviewer to evaluate. For teams that want deeper independent testing, ValidMind also supports challenger model testing. Using guided Jupyter notebooks and built-in test functions, validators can train alternate models alongside the champion and run head-to-head comparisons across performance, diagnostics, and feature importance. And when it comes time to produce documentation, ValidMind eliminates the most time-consuming step in the process. With a single action, validators can generate a complete validation report that includes linked evidence, structured assessments, suggested findings, and full traceability. Teams can then evaluate the report against internal governance standards or regulatory expectations using the ValidMind document checker, ensuring outputs remain aligned with institutional policies and external frameworks. Importantly, automation does not replace validator judgment. It enhances it. Validators remain fully in control of evidence selection, assessment generation, findings, and final reports. The result is a validation workflow where teams spend less time on documentation and more time on risk evaluation. With ValidMind, low-risk model validations can move from days of manual effort to less than an hour of focused validator review, allowing institutions to scale validation capacity for modern AI portfolios without sacrificing rigor. Interested to see how ValidMind can automate the painful parts of your validation processes? Visit validmind.com to request a demo.